Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. This is going to be the last video, the last news update for 2023. And then we get into 2024 stuff starting from tomorrow, if anything hits, of course. So let's just cover this. There's nothing huge here, but I think it's somewhat interesting just to cover the last tiny bits of news from the year. So this is a reminder of upcoming books that are happening very, very early in 2024. So 2 books are coming out tomorrow, which is Tuesday, sorry, not tomorrow, in 2 days. So on Tuesday, January 2nd, I Am Zuko and also Aang's Epic Adventures are both coming out. So the details on this, of course, is that I Am Zuko is a fully new book with new art. We've never seen it before. The text that's going to be inside it, we've never seen it before. Whereas Aang's Epic Adventures is a weird reprint book from like 2008 era books, these learn to read books that came out. It will consist of 2 episode adaptations. I think it's The Headband and Sokka's Master, and then 1 non-canon story, which is Love Potion number 8, which is technically new content, but is blatantly non-canon in present-day kind of material, because, as I covered down here, the core of the story of Love Potion number 8 is about the gang in early book 3, meeting Chong and Co., so the nomads, of course, from the Cave of Two Lovers. And of course, this book would technically be Toph's first time meeting Chong, but we know that Toph Beifong's Metal Bending Academy, which only came out relatively recently, that's actually canonically where Toph met Chong for the first time. So because that's such a major part of this book, this is a blatant, like, this is a true retcon in the sense of pushing another piece of content like fully out of canon. Just because it takes away so much of why Love Potion number 8 even happens in the first place. So with Aang's Epic Adventures, it does feel like the sort of thing where if you're a collector and are just looking for some of those older books, by all means grab this kind of odd re-release. I'd be very surprised, I think, if they ended up doing other stuff where they like reprint Earth Kingdom Chronicles and the kind of Book 1 Water kind of fact book that also has like episode summaries in it. I think they're just kind of throwing everything at the wall here because, of course, they did the screen comics and they seem to have faded away in the last year. They're not doing them anymore. So hopefully they switch and realize that, yeah, people want new stuff. And so books like I Am Zuko is actually more along the lines of what people want. And this book, of course, is the second I Am book. It's the second Avatar Little Golden book. They're cheap. They're relatively small, so relatively few pages, but the new art from Bao Lu is super nice in these books, and I'm very eager to see how Zuko's story is told in this. I have this one ordered. It's on the way. It might arrive next week. I'd be shocked if I had it for release date, but hopefully in the days following that, I'll be able to get a review up for this book and show you how exactly it is. But for the price, the new art, I think, is really, really nice to see. There's not really much chance for like new stuff here necessarily, but it is just cool to get the art. And then keep in mind, there's another I Am book coming out later on in 2024. I Am Katara is currently scheduled for, I think, June. We don't have a cover for that yet, but you know, they seem to be continuing with this, and I think it's a good idea. This is the right style of, I think, book aimed at sort of like younger fans, younger readers, but the art is a draw for all fans. So yeah, 2 books coming out on the same day. Interesting. One I think is definitely worth your time. The other probably maybe not as much, but just be aware it exists. Then let's get into some kind of leaks, basically, for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. So we know there's Avatar characters in this. We knew already that Zuko and Iroh were coming as DLC characters. I think that's happening in 2024. I don't think they're out yet, hence why we're having leaks at this point. But yeah, Zuko is, of course, coming to the game. And we have some of his kind of pieces of art. So his alternate costumes have been kind of revealed here. So you can see there's sort of the standard one, Book 3 Zuko. We also have Book 1 Zuko. You have Blue Spirit Zuko. And then also this is, I guess, Southern Raiders Zuko as well here. Where he's got the kind of partial blue spirit kind of ninja outfit, but he's still overall wearing his book 3 outfit. So that is, yeah, Southern Raider Zuko. That's an interesting one that they went for here. The last two, as it says here, are just stuff related to, I think, story content, where there's just a ghost aura, I think, around them that makes them look slightly different, so it doesn't obviously come across as being different in these pictures. We have the same images for Iroh. So we have his book 1 outfit here, looking pretty nice. There's this sort of earlier kind of Jasmine Dragon kind of outfit where he was just, I think, working for the guy, or tea shop working for the guy. Here's his more Jasmine Dragon kind of outfit when he has his own tea shop. Order of the White Lotus outfit, I think, is very cool to have. And then also, he also has the 2 story-related stuff as well. Other than that, I think this account here, Trey, at Trey Demarked on Twitter, has some other images of some of the other characters if you're interested. But the main ones here for Avatar would be this. So an image of Zuko in action against Azula, who's already in the game. That's pretty nice. And then Iroh, I'm guessing using his special ability, or I'm not really sure exactly. I don't think we have the movesets for the characters, but there is a cool image of Iroh in gameplay. From there, we'll move into this. So this is obviously like blank kind of website that's been taken down. But this is 7forwardentertainment.com. So the context for this is that a video I posted a couple of weeks ago at this point that seemingly revealed the voice actress for Katara in the new movie, the 2025 movie, or whenever it's actually going to come out. This website has been taken down now. And I think there's been a little bit of a discussion about, like, what does this mean for the news? Does this mean that this was never actually real information? It was always just filler text on a website. Bit of a weird filler text to have. So I obviously still think there's something to this. I'm not super attached to this piece of news where, like, if it does turn out that actually there's a different voice actress voicing Katara, you know, fair enough. But the idea is that when I reported on this at the time, this was a pretty clear-cut kind of news story that felt like, well, no one else is really talking about this sort of stuff. I don't think there's been any super clear, like, dismissal of why this is invalid information beyond just that the website has been taken down. But the website was already noted as being, like, in kind of production. Like, it's not a finalized website. They just had it live, I guess, for, like, test purposes or whatever. But still, this text felt pretty finalized when usually you'd have the what lorem ipsum kind of filler text if it was just completely kind of nonsense. So adding potentially utterly wrong information in here just feels very, like, weird. And so the question you obviously have is, was it taken down for, one, just the pure random reasons of it was a website in production and it needed to go down again? 2, and 3, I suppose, are more directly because of the news. Like, it's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? A bit convenient that it went down literally in the days following news coming from this website spreading around. So was it taken down because it's misinformation? So it was just never correct and they just didn't want to mislead? Or, like is typically the case in these situations, these companies often panic and are just like, take it down, we don't want people seeing this. We don't want it spreading more than it actually is. And that's the kind of situation here. That this news is now out, they can't really cover it up. And the fact that I think there's been no official coming out and saying this is actually false from anyone involved, I think still means that you should keep this in mind. So that if there is an official confirmation and it does turn out to be Jessica Matten, well, we know where we heard about it first. So just to kind of have the update here of, yes, this website isn't up anymore, so the official source of this information isn't there. But I think anyone paying attention to what's happened here can probably figure out that there probably is still something to this. And again, for the same reason that we need direct confirmation from an official source that it's confirmed, we pretty much need direct confirmation from an official source to say it's unconfirmed. So just the website being down, I don't think is a full-on ignore this type thing. But we have to wait and see what happens. So pretty much like I was saying in the initial video back here, it's not official, so treat it with a grain of salt. But it felt relatively like this is pretty clear what this is saying, so that's that. The final piece of news is just on some merch that kind of has snuck out right at the end of the year. I kind of missed this for my end of year videos and stuff like that. We had heard about this, but it was very unclear when I think they were actually going to come out. So this is Avatar Shashibo. So they're these kind of puzzle cube style things. And here we finally get a look properly at the Avatar ones. We'd seen a vague video before, but this is the most clear look because they're now available. So this is just Amazon.com where you can get them from. So you can see there's an air, earth, fire, and a water one. All available here, $26 from Amazon. And you can see roughly kind of how they work here. They start off in this cube form, but you can open them out and become these kind of very intricate shapes. And as it says here, one cube becomes over 70 shapes depending on the way you manipulate it. And you can actually combine them together. Depending on what orientation you have them in, you can link the shapes together because of the way it all works. So let's take a look at them individually. So this is the Earth one here. So you can see here we get a kind of look at different kind of versions of it. But the main one here, probably to show off the box the best, is this image here, where you get a sense for like, okay, what art is actually on these boxes. So there's some general earth symbols here, the classic kind of earth colors of like greens and golds. That's all over this. There's clearly an image of Toph on here. There's Aang, and there is the Cabbage Merchant. From here, it also seems like there's Earth Kingdom Aang on it as well. So that's kind of cool. If you are super into Earth, that's the cube to get, obviously. Next up, this is the Air one, which again, as you would expect, has a lot of Aang on it, a lot of Momo and Appa. And yeah, there doesn't really seem to be any like new images as such on it. I think we've seen pretty much everything from this before. Again, it just depends on what you're like. I myself, I would like to get one of these. So if these become available from somewhere I can actually properly order from in Ireland, I will absolutely get it. Yeah, because I don't want to pay over the odds to get one of these from America. So I'd prefer to just have it just shipped directly to me for the price that it actually is. Because, you know, for a bit of a kind of gadgety type thing, I don't want to pay over the odds. That's the basic idea here. Here's the water box, which of course has some Katara on it. Interestingly, it is a mix of purple on at least one section of it, as well as blue. You of course have Katara, there's Sokka there. There is also Aang, as you can see here, which I get why they want to have Aang on all of these, but I do wish they'd maybe have just gone for the idea of like, look, Aang's all over the air box. Let's put like actual Water Tribe characters from the nation on these specific boxes rather than Aang being everywhere. Just because of that, and you can see some of the faces here are just white. I think this one feels the most sort of maybe like mashed together. It maybe actually has the most variety of sort of colors in a sense, but I definitely wish there was maybe some different images on this one. The fire one seems just super packed. Like there's a lot going on it. You can sort of see with there's Ozai here, there's Iroh, Aang of course is here, Zuko's here as well. There is a Zula on it, as you can sort of see around here. There's fire symbols. One thing back on the air box I think I wanted to briefly point out. I might have mentioned this in a previous video. You can sort of see it here. They do have kind of slightly different, more basic kind of nation symbols here, which we don't really see very often. I think we've seen them before, but a little bit more rare when they actually get used. So it's an interesting kind of combination of things here. But yeah, just if you are interested in them, they are actually available from Amazon. I think if you order from America, the official like Shashibo website also has them. But yeah, just cool, I think, actually really fun pieces of merch here. Nothing fancy with the art going on, but it looks kind of cool, and I think you can see here it has the award kind of winning toy. It seems pretty cool overall, but yeah, I'm waiting to see them become more available. But let me know what you think of them. And yeah, that brings the video to an end. So in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are. Again, quick recap here. We have 2 books releasing on January 2nd. We have some leaks of the costumes and stuff like that for Zuko and Iroh in All-Star Brawl 2. We have the Shashibos, of course, and then the odd update on the Katara voice actress situation where the website has been taken down, and whatever that specifically means for the news, very, very hard to tell. But yes, in the comments, let me know what your thoughts were on all of that news. But that has been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.